All right, good morning. Just want to, as we are trading here at 11.99 and a quarter, just wanted to go through a couple charts, give you some big picture context here. We'll walk backwards from the lower level up here just so you can see. 1 day chart, again, very bullish. You can see our low overnight was 11.83 on the midnight hour here on the West Coast. And we've hit 12.03 already this morning. So there's your 20-point move already happened. Tough to chase this market, and again, I came in with no position long or short, and I'd love to be a buyer down to 11, say 85 to 88, but we're at 11.99, so I'm kind of in the mid zone. On the sell side, I'm going to tell you where I'm going to be a seller here on a swing basis, but let's go backwards. 2 day chart, a little clearer here. It goes back to yesterday's low of 1173.10. Again, up 30 points now, folks. 30 points. And guess what? We closed down here at 1177. So I would not have predicted this, especially with absolutely no news. But the POMO was in effect overnight, and the Fed was clearly buying. If you look at we looked at a chart earlier this morning that showed that 10-day average was there was no volume at all. But they took this thing up. They just walked it up the 10-day. Somebody was bidding this market up all night. That's all you can say about it. There's no volume. You can see it here, down here. No volume. Again, from 6 p.m. until 4 a.m. We kind of woke up a little bit there at 11:88. And again, that was right where at 11:88 at 4 a.m. here on the West Coast was where we broke yesterday's highs. Here was yesterday's highs right there at 11:88. We finally broke out above it, pulled back. If you wanted to buy a pullback, again, pre-market, I'm not into pullbacks. I don't trade pre-market illiquidity too much. But here's where we are. You can see the volume this morning is okay. It's not as good as it was yesterday on the sell-offs, but it's all right. Let's go back to the 5 day chart. 5 day chart here real quick. Again, we're making new 5 day highs, very bullish. So you got a 1 day chart that's bullish, a 2 day chart that's bullish, 5 day. Those are all powerful signs for day traders. However, if you came in flat this market, there hasn't been a trade for you. So from a day trading perspective, you've missed this entire 30-point move because it all happened overnight, folks. So don't get too worried about it. You can't go back and retrace what happened. Again, if you don't trade overnight, this trade was not even an option for you. So you got to be realistic in your expectations. The 10-day look here, again, we're still we've got this next level here at about 1206, which was our 10-day high. Again, going back 2 weeks, and again, you see these this parabolic move here is just astronomical. I mean, we've gone up 30 points and really overnight's time. So that's 2.5%. 2.5 tends to be a pretty good standard deviation. I would suspect we're going to stall here pretty soon, just because this volume was all pretty light here, and now you're going to get into these zones. So 10-day is bullish, but it really needs to break out over that 1206 area. Now let's go to the 20-day chart. 20-day chart, again, not so fast, my friend, as Lee Corso would say. You've got a high, all-time high of 1224, low of 1171, and we're coming right up into major resistance. And this is the chart I'm paying most attention to. This is a 1-month chart. We've had most of the action. The ping pong action has been now 1, 2, 3, really 4 times towards this 1205 area, and we've had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, maybe 6 touches here at that 1170, and this is something we've been talking about. We've been on this 1170, 1205 ping pong, so that 35-point range here, and we're right back to the top of this the resistance area. We're going to have to close over this 1206, and then even after that, you got 2 or 3 days here in early November up to 1212. This area, 1205 to 1212, is to me the pretty sell zone right now. And again, why do I say that? It's just very simple fib numbers. Go back 30 days. Let's just take a look at this charts again. 30 days again, you can see this a little bit more clearly. We went from this again, 1170 back in late October was where we were hanging around on the low side. We shot all the way up to 1225, and guess what? We came back, tested that 1170. So you can see why these levels are so important and why I keep saying 1170, 1225. The next move, 55 points, will be either to 1280 or 1120. So we're just waiting for a break of this overall 1225 to 1170, and until then, you're just playing ping pong. You're selling the edges, buying the edges. You're buying 1170, selling 1210 to 1225. That's where the trade is right now, and it's been easy. I mean, it's really been, it's been great. Just take the trade until it breaks out of that zone. When it breaks out of the zone, you know where the next trade is. Don't overthink this stuff, folks. Surfing is sometimes just waiting for the right setups. Now, in the 60-day, the 3-month chart, again, you can see this congestion area that we just talked about.